In a small village of Oba, nestled amidst rolling greens and ancient forest, there lived a woman named Ada. She sat by the window of her modest home, watching the sun set behind the distant hills. The golden hues of the evening sky reflected off her dark, contemplative eyes. Life had been a series of cruel ironies for Ada, but she had always managed to find solace in the quiet moments, even when everything seemed to be falling apart around her. Ada and her husband, Obi, had been married for nearly 10 years. In the early years, their marriage had been filled with laughter and dreams of a large family. However, as the years passed and Ada remained barren, the dreams turned into a silent nightmare. Obi's love for her seemed to wither with each passing year without a child. It was a small village, and news traveled fast. When Obi began spending more time with Ada's childhood friend, Ife, the whispers became louder and more insistent. Ife, vibrant and fertile, quickly fell pregnant, and Obi married her in a grand ceremony that the entire village attended. Ada was left to watch from the shadows, a spectator to her own tragedy. Obi's treatment of Ada worsened after his marriage to Ife. He openly ridiculed her barrenness, often in front of Ife, who would smirk and whisper spiteful comments. Ada endured it all with a quiet grace, her heart breaking a little more each day. But her kindness never wavered. She continued to cook and clean for the household, maintaining a semblance of normalcy in the chaos of her broken life. One night, as Ada lay in her bed, tears streaming down her face, she had a dream. A young, fair-skinned boy with bright, intelligent eyes appeared before her. He was dressed in a simple white tunic and radiated a warm, comforting presence. He spoke softly, his voice like a gentle breeze. "Do not despair, Ada," he said. "Your kindness and patience have not gone unnoticed. You are loved, and you will be blessed." Ada woke up with a start, the boy's words echoing in her mind. She felt a strange sense of peace wash over her, a feeling she had not experienced in years. She got out of bed and walked to the small shrine in the corner of her room, lighting a candle and offering a silent prayer of gratitude. In the days that followed, Ada found herself thinking about the boy often. His image was imprinted in her mind, and his words provided a source of comfort and hope. Despite the constant hostility from Obi and Ife, Ada's spirit seemed lighter, her smile more genuine. Obi and Ife soon noticed the change in Ada. They could not understand why she seemed so content, despite their best efforts to make her life miserable. Ife, in particular, was puzzled and annoyed. She had expected Ada to be broken and defeated, yet here she was, smiling and humming as she went about her chores. One afternoon, as Ada was tending to her small garden, she felt a presence behind her. Turning around, she was stunned to see the same boy from her dream standing before her. He looked exactly as he had in the dream, his fair skin glowing in the sunlight. "Hello, Ada," he said with a gentle smile. "I have come to bring you joy." Tears filled Ada's eyes as she reached out to touch the boy's hand. He felt real, solid, not a figment of her imagination. The boy's presence filled her with an overwhelming sense of peace and happiness. "Who are you?" she whispered. "I am a messenger," he replied. "I am here to remind you that you are loved and that your time for happiness is near." With that, the boy vanished, leaving Ada standing in the garden, her heart racing with a mixture of awe and gratitude. She fell to her knees and wept, not out of sadness, but out of a profound sense of relief and joy. From that day on, Ada carried the memory of the boy with her. She continued to endure the cruelty of Obi and Ife, but their words no longer had the power to hurt her. She knew that something miraculous was about to happen, and she clung to that belief with all her heart. Months passed, and Ada's resilience never wavered. Then, one morning, she woke up feeling unusually tired and nauseous. Dismissing it as exhaustion, she went about her day, but the symptoms persisted. Concerned, she visited the village healer, who, after a thorough examination, gave her the news that seemed impossible. "Ada, you are with child," the healer said, her voice filled with amazement. Ada's heart skipped a beat. She could hardly believe it. After all these years, she was finally going to be a mother. The healer's words were a confirmation of the boy's promise, and Ada felt a surge of gratitude and joy. News of Ada's pregnancy spread through the village like wildfire. Obi and Ife were stunned. They could not understand how Ada, who had been barren for so long, was suddenly with child. Ife, in particular, was consumed with jealousy and disbelief. As Ada's belly grew, so did her happiness. She continued to work and care for the household, but now with a renewed sense of purpose and joy. The villagers, who had once pitied her, now looked at her with admiration and wonder. Months later, on a clear, starry night, Ada went into labor. The village women gathered to assist her, their faces filled with excitement and anticipation. After hours of intense labor, Ada gave birth to 2 beautiful babies, a boy and a girl. They were healthy and strong, their cries filling the night air. Ada held her newborns in her arms, tears of joy streaming down her face. The boy looked just like the child from her dreams, his fair skin and bright eyes a perfect match. The girl was equally beautiful, her dark curls and wide eyes a mirror of Ada's own features. Obi, who had been waiting outside the hut, was called in to see the babies. He stood in stunned silence, unable to comprehend the miracle before him. The reality of his cruelty and neglect hit him hard, and for the first time in years, he felt a deep sense of shame. Ife, too, was forced to confront her own jealousy and spite. She had a child with Obi, but the miracle of Ada's twins was undeniable. She could no longer ignore the kindness and strength that Ada had shown, even in the face of such adversity. As Ada cradled her twins, she felt a profound sense of fulfillment and peace. The boy from her dreams had kept his promise, and she knew that her kindness and patience had been rewarded. The miracle of her children had not only changed her life but had also begun to heal the wounds within her family. In the months that followed, Obi's attitude toward Ada changed dramatically. He became more attentive and supportive, trying to make amends for his past behavior. Ife, too, softened, her jealousy giving way to a grudging respect for Ada's resilience. The village, once filled with whispers and judgment, now celebrated Ada's miracle. Her story became a source of inspiration, a testament to the power of kindness and faith. And as Ada watched her twins grow, she knew that the boy from her dreams had been right all along. She was loved, and she was blessed. Years passed, and Ada's home became a place of laughter and joy. Her twins, Kelechi and Amora, thrived under her loving care, their bond with their mother unbreakable. Obi, though regretful of his past actions, found solace in the happiness of his family. Ife, too, found her place, her relationship with Ada evolving into a tentative friendship based on mutual respect. Ada never forgot the boy who had visited her in her dreams. She often told her children about the mysterious visitor who had brought her comfort and hope. Kelechi and Amora listened with wide eyes, their imaginations filled with the magic of their mother's story. One evening, as the family sat together watching the sunset, Kelechi turned to his mother with a thoughtful expression. "Mother, do you think the boy will ever visit us again?" he asked. Ada smiled, her heart filled with warmth. "Perhaps, my son. He may come when we need him most, just as he did before." And so, life went on in the village. Ada's story became a legend, a tale of perseverance and divine intervention that was passed down through generations. Her kindness and strength continued to inspire those around her, a reminder that miracles can happen, even in the most unlikely of circumstances. As the years went by, Ada's home remained a beacon of love and hope. She knew that her journey had not been easy, but it had been worth every tear and every heartache. Her twins were her greatest joy, and their laughter was the sweetest music to her ears. One night, as Ada lay in bed, she felt a familiar presence. Opening her eyes, she saw the fair-skinned boy standing at the foot of her bed, his bright eyes twinkling with warmth. "Hello, Ada," he said softly. "I see you have found your happiness." Ada's eyes filled with tears of gratitude. "Yes, I have. Thank you for everything." The boy smiled, his form beginning to fade. "Remember, Ada, you are loved. Always." With that, he disappeared, leaving Ada with a heart full of peace. She closed her eyes, a contented smile on her lips, knowing that her miracle had come true and that she would forever be blessed.